All right, let's dive a little deeper into the backswing. This is a really key component to executing these 50 to 125 yard shots that can be a little bit awkward. So Dave Pelz had the clock system back in the day, right? So it would be left arm would be, or lead arm would be at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. That's how some players would feel this. Some players that maybe aren't quite as visual in that manner feel it more 50%, 75%, 90%. I'm a little bit more in that fashion, but find what's right for you. If it is that lead arm and having awareness as to where it is, that's great. Some players like to feel, hey, this is my half shot and then this is my normal shot. The one thing that I can tell you is that none of these players are swinging their wedge shots at 100%, okay? So the backswing is gonna mirror that. What I mean by that is I'm never gonna get to a place where I'm feeling here and at 100%. It's always gonna be some type of 50%, 75%, 90%. 90% is usually gonna be the max, and our backswing should mirror that. So what I mean by that is when we get this to 50%, I don't want it to 50% to be this swing here, okay? So 50% really needs to kind of mean shorter, structured, so that we have the ability to then give it some acceleration on the way through. All the PGA Tour players that I talk to, they're always feeling acceleration on the way through. That's one of the things that needs to happen. The PGA Tour players do this. They understand that acceleration is going to give them spin. It's going to give them good distance control. The amateur players that I work with, what I usually see is they take their normal full swing for like a 50% shot, and then they slow down on the way through, and it never really works out very well. No spin control, no distance control, and they usually lose control of left or right as well. So for me, I'd like to see some structure in that backswing. So I want to see like it's somewhere in this area here. Let's say I'm going to hit it 50 yards. For me, it would be in this area right here, and then I feel like I can really rotate through it and rip through this shot so that I can have some friction with the club face and the golf ball. This ball will come out nice and low with some spin on it. Okay, so it's really important to be able to have some structure in that backswing. I don't want it to feel very loosey-goosey and not structured. Okay, I want it to feel like I've got some structure here so that I can really accelerate through this shot. That's one of the big keys, is all the tour players that I've talked to, they all feel like the backswing has some structure in it so that it gives them the freedom to accelerate through. We don't want to be slowing down on the way through on this shot. So backswing, got to be really, really precise on this. We got to make sure that there's some structure there. And whatever it is that you've got in your head, whether it's 50%, 75%, or 90%, that's got to match up to what you're trying to do, okay? Make sure that you check in the mirror, that you make sure that you can understand, okay, that feels like 50 and it's actually 50. I don't want it to feel like 50 and you're going to here, okay? So do some mirror work and check that out. So we really want to make sure that we've got some structure on the backswing. This gives us the freedom to get some acceleration on the way through. For these awkward 50 to 125 yard shots, it's really key that you build in some structure in that backswing.